In its entirety, until you kind of hit your, this is what I'm working towards, and you got it.
10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say that again.
10 years.
A decade.
Yeah. And that's fast, by the way.
Being able to conversate and talk to people and understand that you have these pieces that you don't know. So often smart people, they're some of the dumbest people I know, right? Because they think they have all the answers because they always have all the answers until you have them step out and, okay, go manage that group of Girl Scouts. And then they just fall on their head and don't know what to do.
So everybody that just went straight engineering in Boeing has big ups and downs. Like they hired the whole graduating class except for like me. And they all made a lot more money than me.
Right.
And a year and a half later, they were all laid off, right? 5 years later, they're all asking me for jobs.
Yeah.
Right? Because now I manage engineers.
Right. You took the practical approach.
Right?
Yeah.
Where if you go engineering sets you set up for, it's more of a technical skill, and it doesn't show that you can work and interact with people. And sometimes people make the assumptions that you can't. So to become an engineering manager, moving up through the ranks of being an engineer, that could be a lifelong commitment. That could be 15, 20, 25 years to make that step that I made in 5 years.
Right.
Okay? And then I kept going from there because now I've got the skill because I can go talk to the guys on the floor. I can run the machines. I can jump into an engineering meeting. I can discourse with our customers that are more engineering based right in the middle of project management, but I can also lead people. I can deal with HR issues. I can do all these other things. I can look at a balance sheet. I can do all these things.
How long did you do that for? What was your time frame from, say, up until you got that job, that management or executive job? How much investment did you put in there starting at 21 or 22 at the lumberyard?
At the first job?
No, in its entirety, until you kind of hit your, this is what I'm working towards, and you got it.
10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say that again.
10 years.
A decade.
Yeah. And that's fast, by the way.
I would think so.
That's really fast.
Yeah.
Do not expect that. That put me in my early 30s being plant manager of that actually my first job was the aerospace company. I'd done 2 division turnarounds for Warren Industries at that point. So that was pretty big, but I'd positioned myself to be able to do those as well. So I kept putting myself in taking crazy, scary jobs.
Yeah.
That a lot of people wouldn't. Because I knew what that would do if I was successful and build that resume, and I learned so much more. Here's the deal, there's an old saying about the person that, works for 10 years and learns 1 year of experience, or the person that works for 1 year and gets 10 years of experience.
Right.
Like, you know how you do that? You freaking get in there and do it. In the course of those 10 years, I managed somewhere between 500 to 1,000 employees.
Yeah.
Okay?
You can't pay for it. There's no school you can go to learn that.
There was times I had 90 to 100 employees, that I was managing, and I was the person that was looked to for the organization to provide feedback to everybody else, including the executives in the company, on how to write a thorough review process,
right?
How to sit in on their disciplinary actions to give them feedback along with HR, because I had a lot of it and I did it well because I had a lot of freaking practice. I got in the trenches and I did it.
Right.
I didn't find the easiest job that I could skate through.
Well, so often too we worry about,
but that's freaking education, man.
Right, because we worry about, I'm not getting paid to do. I've always said I'll do your job, my job, the guy next to me.
That's above my pay grade.
That's right. Yeah, I don't get paid for that.
I've never said that in my life.
Me either. That's right.
That's just the most. When I hear that, that's the most. I'm like,
and I could care less.
Pegged, I know who you are.
I could care less if I'm doing your job and my job and the guy's job next to me. I've never cared about that. And as I worked my way through and got to where I am, that emotional part about worrying about how much I'm getting paid, number one, and then number two, what's everyone else doing? Yep. And honestly, I could give 2 F's about whether or not somebody's doing the same work I am. I'll come in on the weekend and do your work, right? But at the end of it, where am I versus where you are?
Yeah.
And that's just critical.
So these are very specific choices.
Yes.
During that career. And yes, they put me in that uncomfortable zone.